Hi, I'm Tanya Penny, your integrative healing therapist, and I want to welcome you back to part 2 of Healing Grief and Loss. So last video I asked you to write about your attitude towards grief and loss. Do you really allow yourself to grieve the losses in your life? And I'm guessing that many of you probably found that you don't totally allow yourself or haven't allowed yourself to grieve losses in your life, mainly because you weren't sure how to do it. We're not really taught how to grieve. So in this video, I want to give you a little assignment called a grief journal or a grief or loss journal. So what I'd like you to do is to make a list of all of the losses that you've endured in your lifetime thus far, whether it be loss of a loved one by death, or maybe just a relationship that had to end, loss of a pet, loss of a job, loss of health. Maybe your health has gone south, and so there's some loss associated with that. So as much as you can, write down every single loss that you've endured in this lifetime. And then next to that, I want you to rate, or if you want to, you can either make a little X or you can rate it 1 to 10. So if you write a little X, you can say or ask yourself, did I really allow myself to grieve this loss? And if you feel that you have allowed yourself to grieve it, put a check mark next to it. If you think that you still have some grieving to do on that loss, then go ahead and just leave that blank. Some people like a different rating scale, so if you want to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you didn't grieve it at all, 10 being that you feel like you really did fully grieve it, you could also use that scale besides just putting a little X or check mark there. So thank you for joining me today on Healing Grief and Loss, and join me next week, next video, part 3, as I continue to take you through a process that will help you to grieve losses in your life. Thanks, and have a great week. I'm Tanya Penny.